Well, good morning, welcome. So we'll start as we often do in our seated position. So if you're not already in a comfortable seat, go ahead and arrange yourself in a way that you feel like your spine is well supported. So whether that means sitting on the floor, or sitting up on a cushion or a block, just take a moment to land into the space that you're in. Checking in with your body, sensing into what's present for you today. Maybe you're just waking up. Maybe you've been awake for a little bit yet. But just kind of start to check in with how your body feels this morning. And then we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. Interlacing the fingers, press the palms forward and up. Start to reach up through one hand and up through the other side. Left and right a few times. Just gently tugging on the fingers. All right, let your hands separate. Take them behind the back. Interlace the fingers there. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across the chest, and gently turn the head from side to side. And then reach the chin up. And drop it down. Again, lifting up. And dropping down. And then once more lifting. And dropping. All right, as you bring your head back up, release the hands. We'll take this right leg out to the side. Take the right hand over to the left knee and the left hand toward the floor behind you. As you inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, twist over toward your left side. And then as that left shoulder moves back in space, pause at your first edge and then just turn the head back over to the right. So perhaps you spot your right big toe. All right, begin to unravel from head and neck, from shoulders, and the rest of the torso. And then we'll walk the right hand down the right leg. Start to move the left shoulder back in space, and then sweep the left arm up and over. And as you do that, start to squeeze and release the fingers of the left hand, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. And then with an in-breath, lift up. And with your out-breath, release the hands to the floor behind you, leaning back. Take a breath or two. All right, and then as you come upright with your torso once again, take your arms out to the sides, so both arms out to the sides. And then as we start to bring the arms forward, we'll take the left arm underneath. Now, if it works in your body to take upper arm over upper arm such that you can then twist the rest of the arms together, do that. If that doesn't work, maybe take elbows together and palms together, just essentially creating this stretch in between the shoulder blades. And then a deep breath in here. And with your exhale, slowly begin to fold forward. Now maybe the forearms come to rest on the floor. Maybe not. If you have a block, you can rest your forearms on your block. Draw the chin in toward the chest. Let the back round a little bit. And we'll take 3 breaths. All right, so after your third breath, slowly rise up. We'll unravel the arms and switch the legs. So take the left leg out, fold the right leg in. We'll start with the twist, so take the left hand over to the right knee. Right hand toward the floor behind you. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale and twist over toward the right. And then when that right shoulder doesn't go back any further, turn just your head back over to the left and see if you can spot your left big toe. All right, and then gradually release from head and neck, from shoulders, and the rest of the torso. And then walk your left hand down your left leg. Start to move the right shoulder back in space and sweep the right arm up and over. And then start to squeeze and release the fingers of the right hand, as well as rotate through the wrist. All right, then with your next inhalation, rise up. And with your exhale, hands come to the floor behind you as you lean back for a moment, a breath or two. And then as you bring your torso back upright into vertical, again, take both arms out to the sides. This time as you bring them forward, it'll be right arm underneath, either twisting just above the elbows so that the arms can kind of get all twisted with each other, or if that doesn't work, elbows together, hands together. All right, deep breath in. And exhale, begin to round your back, folding forward. Remember, your forearms might come down to rest on the floor or a block, or maybe they just kind of hang out in space. And ease your way into sensation and kind of sense, is this enough sensation for me? Does this feel good? Does this feel uncomfortable? Does this feel painful? And then adjust as according. All right, take 3 deep breaths. And then after your third breath, gradually rise back up. Unravel the arms. And then we'll shift onto hands and knees. So as we come to hands and knees, we'll start with the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees close together. And then we'll lift the left knee up and out to the side. And just pause there a moment. Kind of activate your left foot, spread your left toes. And just make sure that you're lifting your knee enough so that you feel your outer left hip being challenged a bit. And then we'll start to rotate a couple of times in one direction, nice and slow. See how big and controlled you can make your circle. And then change directions. All right, and then the next time that you inhale, reach your left leg back. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Again, inhale back. Exhale, knee into the chest. And once more, inhale back. And exhale, knee into the chest. As you take your left leg back this time, cross it over the right leg, drop the toes. Curve the spine to the right so you're peeking back at your left foot, sensing all the way up the left side of the body. All right, bring the torso back to neutral. Pick your left leg up. Take it all the way back out to the left side, and then just slowly release your left foot down to the floor. Walk your hands in, lifting up. Take our palms together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward and up. Deep breath in. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Really reach through the right hand in particular. Again, inhale, come up. Exhale over to the left. And one more inhale, lift up. And exhale over to the left. All right, as you lift up now, release the arms. And then take a big step forward with your left foot. I'm going to step to create a long lunge, so you might even scoot your right knee back a little bit. Right hand comes down to the floor as a palm, as a fist, or as a hand on a block. And then start to twist the torso towards your front leg, towards your left leg. Now, your choice if you want to keep your back knee down or tuck the toes, lift the knee. Left hand to left thigh or reach the arm up or back behind you. So many variations here. Just come into a low or high lunge and we'll take 3 deep breaths. All right, then after your 3rd breath, slowly release to hands and knees. Once you get there, take your knees underneath your hips, hands under shoulders. We'll tuck our toes under and just pause as you lift your knees about 1 inch off the floor. So just pause and hover. Feel the low back gently dropping down, the tailbone reaching up. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, lift all the way up into downward dog. Start to pedal out the feet a little bit, sensing into the backs of the legs, the ankles, the feet. Sensing all the way up into your hands as well. Spread the fingers, use them to activate your shoulders by pressing fingers down. And notice the impact on your shoulders as you really use your whole hand to help support body weight. All right, then release down to your knees. Take the knees a tad wider than your hips. And then we'll take the right hand out to the side and up as we breathe in. And then as we breathe out, we'll tuck this right arm underneath the left arm and just drop all the way down onto your right shoulder. Now, if your neck doesn't like that, then put something underneath your right shoulder, like a cushion or a blanket or some type of elevation, so that you have more room for your head and neck to exist with the shoulder landing on a surface of some type. And then left hand starts to press down to help you turn your chest away from the floor so it truly feels like a rotation or twist. And then as you start to sense into your hips, gently move the hips a little to the right. When we come into this posture, we tend to have our hips drifting over toward the side that we're kind of looking. But if we drift the hips back in the opposite direction, it gives a whole different sensation profile to that right shoulder in a certain type of way. And take 3 breaths. All right, so after your 3rd breath, Press down into your left hand. Drag the right arm back. Take the hands back under the shoulders, knees back together. This time we're lifting the right knee up and out to the side, and just pause a moment before you start to rotate so that you have time to activate and sense into your right foot. Spread the toes. And then begin to slowly rotate through the right hip. Again, see how big the circle can be and how controlled it can be. All right, change directions. And then with your next in-breath, reach the right foot back. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Again, inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee into the chest. And once more, inhale back. And exhale, knee into the chest. As you take your right leg back this time, cross it over the left leg, drop the toes, curving the spine to the left as you peek back at the right foot, sensing all the way up the right side of the body. All right, as your torso comes back to neutral, pick your right leg up. Send it all the way out to the right side so your foot is directly out from your hip. Walk your hands in, lifting the torso up. Again, palms find each other at the heart. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward and up. All right, then a deep breath in. Exhale as you side bend over to the right. Again, inhale, come up. And exhale over to the right. And one more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. As you inhale and come up, exhale, release your arms. And then we'll take a big step forward with the right foot. Again, finding a long lunge here. Left hand comes to the floor, maybe as a palm, maybe as a fist, maybe as a hand on a block. Right hand to right thigh as you start to slowly twist toward your front leg. And then again, your choice if you want to keep it a low lunge with your back knee down, or take a high lunge, tucking the toes, lifting the knee. Either with or without the right arm reaching or coming behind the back. So again, many options, many variations. Take 3 rounds of breath in your chosen one. All right, so after your third breath, release back to hands and knees. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We'll tuck our toes, but before lifting all the way to downward dog, just lift the knees about an inch and pause. Just kind of hover there. Notice the pattern of engagement in your body. What's tensing? What's softening? Take another breath in. And as you exhale, find downward dog. All right, as you now release down to your knees, take the knees a tad wider than the hips. This time, left hand goes out to the side and up as you breathe in. And then breathing out as you tuck your left arm underneath the right arm, dropping all the way down onto your left shoulder. Again, maybe if the head and neck are not comfortable with the left shoulder directly on the floor, feel free to put a cushion or a pillow underneath your left shoulder. so that it's a little more comfortable. And then use the right hand to push down to help your chest turn away from the floor. So it feels a bit more like a twist. And then again, you'll notice that your hips are sort of drifting in the direction that you're looking, so toward your right side. Gently pull them back the opposite way towards the space behind you. Kind of change the sensation that you feel in the left shoulder. And at least for me, low back. All right, we'll take 3 more breaths. All right, use that right hand to press down. Drag the left arm back. Coming back to hands and knees, we'll tuck our toes, lift up to downward dog. But this time from downward dog, just walk hands and feet together so that you come into your forward fold. Once you get there, bend the knees a little bit. Let the hands take a hold of your elbows. Release the weight of the head, shake it yes and no. All right, and then as you release your arms, gradually rise up to stand. All right, so we'll do a standing balance pose here before the breathing practice. Usually makes it a little easier if we haven't already shook up the body with the breathing practice. So this will be eagle pose, but you have the option to make it sort of less challenging by keeping the feet together, and I'll show you what I mean. So in eagle pose, as we did earlier today, we're going to twist the arms together, so that'll be the arm part of it, but then the legs will also do that same kind of thing. So if you like to have a wall nearby or a table or a chair, something that you can take one hand to for balancing support, make sure you're near enough to that support. But the primary balance for the first side will be on the right foot. So we're going to take the feet about hip distance apart, bend the knees softly and just start to push the hips back. And then just start to shift your weight to the right foot. And then when most of the weight is in the right foot, just kind of lift your left heel up. All right, so you could stay here, or you can start to walk that left foot a little closer to the right foot. Maybe in front of the right foot. Maybe cross it over so that you're fully on that right foot. But again, take any variation here where most of the weight is in that right foot. And then we'll take our arms forward. Take the right arm underneath, twist the arms together. Again, if this didn't work before, just take elbows and palms together and reach the fingertips up. Keep transferring your weight into that right foot as much as possible. All right, 2 more breaths. All right, release the arms. Step that left foot back underneath your left hip. Press into your feet, rise up. And we'll do the other side. All right, so a little bend in the knees. Push the hips back slightly, almost like you're on your way to chair pose. And then shift most of the weight over to the left. Lift the right heel up. Now, if this is plenty of effort for your left leg, if it's plenty of balancing challenge, definitely keep that foot down. If you want a little more challenge, just start to bring that right foot a little closer to the left foot, maybe even in front of it. Maybe cross thigh over thigh. Take the arms out to the sides. Bring them forward. This time the left arm underneath. Twist the arms together or elbows and palms. 2 more breaths. All right, release the arms, uncross the legs, take the feet back under the hips, press into your heels, rise up. Woo! All right, so we'll do breath of joy and then make our way back to the floor. So 3 inhales through the nose, forward, out, up. Exhale through the mouth, sweep the arms back. All right, so we'll do roughly 15 breaths. So make sure your feet are a comfortable distance apart, maybe a tad wider than your hips, so that you can kind of land into your feet. Buoyancy in the knees. And let's begin. Last breath. And then just pause with your forearms resting on your thighs. Take a couple of breaths. And then as you're ready, slowly rise to stand. We'll step near the back of the mat. Feet about hip distance apart. With an inhale, find chair pose. And with your exhale, fold over your legs, walk out to downward dog. And then release down to your knees. Sit back towards your feet in child's pose. We'll take 5 rounds of breath here. And then after your 5th breath, slowly transition back into seated. We'll do just about a minute or a minute and a half of alternate nostril breathing. As you come back into your seat, use your right hand, take your peace fingers in toward the palm. So you have your thumb and your ring finger to block your nostrils. And we'll start with right thumb, right nostril. Inhale, left side. Close it off, open the right and exhale. Inhale, right side. Exhale, left side. Inhale, left side. Exhale, right side. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Now keep going at your own pace for a couple more rounds. And so the next time you exhale out your left nostril, go ahead and release your hand down and allow the breath to flow in and out without restriction. All right, we'll join our palms in front of the heart. As we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Namaste.